So God comes to Solomon. He says, look, I'll give you one wish. What is one thing that you would like? And Solomon, even though he asks for wisdom, it doesn't seem like he's that smart. He is smart enough to know, I'm going to lead this country, and the thing I need more than anything else is wisdom. So he asks for wisdom. And God says, since you have asked for this and not something for yourself, I will give you a wise and discerning heart. Matter of fact, so wise and discerning that there will never have been anyone ever like you, nor will there ever be. If you think you're the smartest person in the universe today, I can assure you that you're not. It's Solomon. God said that in the Bible. Spouses, you might want to frame that verse for an opportune moment with your spouse at some point along the way. Just, here you go, honey. People came from all over the world. You read through about Solomon's wisdom. The Queen of Sheba has problems, and she comes over to Solomon to get wisdom. All over the world, everybody recognizes that Solomon is like the smartest guy ever. I mean, think about it. I'm processing it this week. If this would be today and there was internet, every TED Talk would be from Solomon. Nobody else would even give a speech. It would just be Saul Talk. It wouldn't even be TED Talk anymore. Here's what the wisest man of the universe says to us, and I think probably the wisest thing he ever says in the Bible, which is why so many people know this verse. Trust in the Lord with all of your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Trust in and lean not. Lean not, what does that mean? Literally, don't prop yourself up against your own understanding. Trust in what God has to say. They say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Why is that? I think because the longer we lean into our own understanding, the harder it is for us to come back down to the middle and try to do something different. The higher you've climbed the ladder that's leaning on the wrong understanding, the farther you got to come back down and prop it back over again and put it up the other way. This is my golf game, okay? I've been playing golf for 40 years. I'm like a 17 handicap. I can get around the golf course every once in a while and make a good shot. If I really wanted to become a good golfer, I would have to break down my entire game, go spend a bunch of money on lessons, and have somebody teach me how to play golf the right way. And I'm not going to do it. I don't care. Every once in a while, I hit a good shot with my crappy swing, so I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to enjoy it. I'm too old to learn how to play golf at this point. I'm not going to worry about it. That's what Solomon's talking about here. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding, because the longer you do this, the harder it is for you to do what you're supposed to do. And the problem with leaning on our own understanding is our perspective. Okay? I was thinking about this week too. Have you taught anybody to drive? Have you taught your kids to drive? Okay. The biggest problem with teaching somebody to drive is perspective. It's because they're leaning on their own understanding. Are you following with me? Right? I mean, they go to driver's ed, they do the simulation, they drive, they learn all the rules of the road, and they know all the stuff, and then you set them in a car. And you're over here in the passenger seat, right? And you sit them in a car and you let them start driving. They drive the parking lot. They do fine. They do really, really good. Till you get them out on the street and another vehicle starts to come towards them. You remember what I'm saying? Right? And it's starting to come towards them. And what's the problem? The problem is their perspective. They're leaning on their own understanding. And so what do? They tend to want to drive way too far over here, which puts you actually too close to the mailboxes that are coming down the road over here. Can I get a witness? Okay? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And what is that? It's perspective. And the truth is, when we get older, we should get wiser. We should have better perspective. I now know, and my kids all now know, where the place to drive in the road is because they have the right perspective. But when you don't, when you're leaning on your own understanding, that's when things get messed up. And here's what Solomon's saying. Look, God invented driving. God invented relationships. He invented money. He invented the universe. So this wisdom is better. No matter how long you've been driving, this wisdom thing is better.